there, welcome to day 14 of Vlogmas. Today I repotted plants. Where I messed up at was listening to Drake and having horrible audio for the captions to pick up, so now I have to say everything. That's Big Papa, my monstera, so I'm showing I got a moss pole. I need to repot this snake plant because the plant is leaning, and that was me showing you these Utz pretzel jars that I love pretzels, and I saved the jars because they make good plant potters, but they're so hard to like put a hole in the bottom. I tried to drill, I tried to use see, now I'm behind with everything because I have to explain everything. I put the video in 2x, but even putting like a screwdriver on the pilot, like on the stove, it doesn't even burn through, so I don't know. Anyway, I rinsed out that old planter. I'm not going to use it. When I rinse it out, though, it smells like a lot of ammonia, but that's where that snake plant was at before, where it was living. So now we're just going to get to it. Again, lesson learned, I was too in my bag, but this snake plant is like 3 pieces, so I'm separating it. Doing the bigger one, and I'm about to put that one in the pretzel jar because it's growing. It honestly, it stopped growing because I feel like it was trying to like correct itself from kind of leaning and not being supported and stuff, but the snake plant actually grows because that's how that second piece grew, and then those other smaller ones. So that's me explaining what I just said, and this is me measuring to see like, okay, this is deep enough, I can put this in here. And this is just me showing, oh, maybe that one. No, that I just pulled off a piece of dead plant, so that one also is thriving because it grew that little U-loop thing. But I will admit they haven't grown in a while. Those are the Laker balls from IKEA. I need more, but that's going to be the bottom because since I cannot drill holes in this thing, the Laker will allow some space for the roots to not rot and, you know, water to kind of drain without sitting on wet soil like a wet diaper. And this is me adding perlite just to add to that drainage system towards the bottom. And then I'm pouring in soil that was already in there because this plant is already like familiar with the soil it was in and is used to that type of climate or environment, so to speak. So that's why I'm putting that in the bottom, because that's where it will be, you know, grabbing everything initially, and then I'm putting everything around it. I also am putting the soil it was in so that I don't shock the plant too much, because this is real, you know, they're real living being and things. I'm digging all the way to the bottom to put that stump right to the bottom, but even still, you can see that little neck of the plant is still exposed right there. So now I'm about to follow up with putting some different soil on top, like the regular what is this, Miracle-Gro plant mix. I have Miracle-Gro regular like plant mix, which you see right here, and I also have Houseplant Miracle-Gro soil. I wanted to try it out. It's kind of the same, but I did put the Houseplant version on my Monstera albo, and baby girl is thriving. So that's just me packing it in to give some support for the pieces that are like standing up. And I'm gonna put a little bit more because it's kind of spreading again. I had a rubber band towards the top of it gently, just, you know, just to keep it, you know, stable. But hopefully being here, look at that, being like this will get, you know, the big little homie to start growing again. Because I've had this plant for a few years, actually. This is like, this little phase of not being supported is like the least it's ever grown. So I don't know if this is like a metaphor of life or whatever, but hey. So now we're gonna see what this new environment does for it. Okay, look at that. All right, we love it. Visually appealing. Look, I can't even talk. So next up, we're doing the next phase of the snake plants. And if you're still watching me at 5 minutes in, thank you. Thank you very much. So, and this is one voiceover. I'm doing this straight. I'm not cutting, mixing, doing anything. This is just a straight one cut, one chase, bada boom, bada bing. And my hands are very ashy, but it's because they're clean. Like, all of the moisture has been sucked out of my clean hands. Anyway, this is me like, hey, should I put all of these together? Or hey, should I just make 3 plants out of 1? You know, let's just go for it. We're getting a 3 for 1 today. Similar thing, I'm putting perlite right here as a way of, again, providing drainage. That's the houseplant mix I mentioned a moment ago. So I'm just going to put that right on top, pack it in, and then we're going to be good money. It's very therapeutic tending to plants as well, which I love. So here we go. And yeah, I'm just stalling for something to say. I feel like this is like a deja vu moment also. I'm pouring water out of that big pot that I ended up not using, and then little baby snake is going into this little pot right here. So cute. More than enough room to grow. Stick in the hole, put it in, and that's that. I like doing voiceovers, but I don't like doing voiceovers. I kind of wish you guys could hear everything, like, you know, the water sounds, the pouring of the soil, but I really messed up. Like, I was in a good bag, but I was like draked out while I was doing my stuff. So I just have to put on my lo-fi music channel maybe, or just nothing at all if I wanted it to be ASMR. But if you ever want some lo-fi sounds and stuff like that, you can go on YouTube and search The Lux Lounge, and it's a lot of lo-fi stuff. And there's my little dinosaur from Jurassic Park movie. It came with the soda cup, and this is a view I will never, ever, ever tire of. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Bye.